a breakthrough for scientists after they had a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale.
Scientists once believed sperm whales used only simple clicks, but a shocking AI breakthrough changed everything. After analyzing thousands of recordings, researchers discovered patterns that resemble a true language, complete with structure, rhythm, and even vowel-like sounds. This raises a mind-blowing question. Are whales actually having conversations? And if so, what have they been saying for millions of years beneath the ocean? The first decoded message could redefine intelligence itself, and it might arrive sooner than anyone expects in the future.
If you liked the video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and stay with us for more.
The whale alphabet. For decades, science told us a simple story about sperm whales. These animals, larger than a school bus, with brains 6 times the size of ours, were thought to communicate using only about 21 basic click patterns. Scientists called these patterns codas, and they believed each coda had a fixed, simple meaning, like a traffic light. Red means stop, green means go. A certain coda means danger, another means food. Simple, but that story just shattered. In a groundbreaking breakthrough, researchers at MIT used artificial intelligence to process over 9,000 sperm whale recordings. And they discovered something extraordinary. The sounds were not random noise. They were not simple signals. Instead, the whales were using a phonetic alphabet, complete with vowels identical to human speech building blocks. This single discovery overturned decades of scientific consensus, because it proved that sperm whale communication is not limited, it is modular, it is complex, and it works just like human language. The journey began with a marine biologist named David Gruber at Harvard. He was listening to sperm whale recordings collected during jellyfish studies. A cryptographer from MIT, Shafi Goldwasser, happened to hear the sounds. She noticed they resembled Morse code. She suggested applying machine learning to decode them. Then, AI researcher Michael Bronstein proposed using deep learning algorithms, the same kind powering ChatGPT. That was the spark. Marine biologists, AI specialists, roboticists, and linguists came together. They launched a multi-year effort, and in 2020, they formally established Project CETI, the Cetacean Translation Initiative. Supported by the TED Audacious Project and partnerships with MIT, Harvard, UC Berkeley, and 15 other institutions, they set out to do something never attempted before: translate the language of whales. They set up a permanent research station in Dominica, an island home to well-documented, multi-generational sperm whale families. These whales have stable social structures and migration patterns. The team deployed advanced instrumentation, hydrophone arrays along migration routes, biologger tags attached to whales with suction cups. Each tag carried 3 synchronized microphones, GPS, depth sensors, and accelerometers. The system captured not just vocalizations, it captured who was speaking to whom, physical movements, and environmental context. Every sound was matched with behavior. Then the AI began its work, and the results were astonishing. Instead of 21 codas, the AI identified 156 distinct codas. But that was only the beginning. Each coda contained internal structure, rhythm, tempo variations, ornamentation clicks. These were not random, they were phonemes, the smallest units of sound that distinguish meaning. In human English, we use 44 basic sounds to form millions of words. Sperm whales use clicks the same way. Their communication is a generative system. It combines modular sound units according to grammatical rules. It produces an effectively unlimited range of expressions. This was the first evidence that the architecture of human language independently evolved in a non-human species. Dr. Daniela Rus from MIT called it a paradigm shift. For centuries, we believed that only humans evolved true language architecture, but here was proof that complex language structures evolved underwater, independently, over 30 million years ago. Then came an even deeper discovery. A linguist at UC Berkeley named Gaspar Bacchus conducted a detailed acoustic analysis of individual whale clicks. He found that sperm whales produce vowel sounds identical to human vowels. The ah sound in the word father, the e sound in the word see, even diphthongs like oi in the word boy. These vowel sounds require sophisticated vocal anatomy and intentional neural control. They suggest a complexity approaching human language, but evolved through echolocation clicks in a very different environment. Scientists call this convergent evolution. Two distant species separated by millions of years and entirely different environments evolved the same linguistic features independently. This discovery removes the last clear line separating human cognition from other species. Because if vowels are not a quirk of human anatomy, but rather a fundamental feature of intelligence itself, then intelligence looks very different than we imagined. Researchers observed that sperm whales use their complex communication system contextually and pragmatically. Individual whales produce different codas based on who they are speaking to, what was said before, and the immediate social environment. This is real-time, responsive language use. Researcher Shane Garrow has observed vocal exchanges resembling conversations among family members, complete with turn-taking, interruptions, and social dynamics. Producing the right coda at the right moment requires advanced cognitive abilities, memory, acoustic control, and theory of mind, the capacity to understand others' perspectives and tailor communication accordingly. Such cognitive sophistication was once thought uniquely human. But sperm whales show complex social structures, matrilineal, multi-generational families, cultural traditions passed down through centuries, coordinated deep-water hunting strategies requiring information exchange. Their brains are the largest of any animal, about 6 times the mass of a human brain. However, here is the critical distinction. The AI has mapped the phonetic alphabet, the grammar, and the conversational patterns. But the meaning of these codas remains unknown. The team has identified the building blocks, but they have not yet translated any specific messages. Understanding meaning requires correlating vocalizations with observed behaviors. The biologger tags continue collecting data, vocalizations alongside GPS, depth, body orientation, and environmental context. They are building a behavioral archive, hour by hour. Sperm whales can live up to 70 years. That means some current matriarchs have been communicating for decades in a language humans only now recognize as potentially linguistic. Project CETI is still in its early stages. They have just learned the alphabet. Their goal now is to build a dictionary by linking vocal patterns to behaviors. Each hour of new data lessens the unknowns. This discovery parallels the 1960s discovery of humpback whale songs, which revolutionized public perception and conservation, but proving that sperm whales have a compositional linguistic system with vowels, phonemes, and grammar could have even more profound implications. When people understand whales as communicating beings with culture and knowledge transmission, it personalizes conservation. Language creates relatable connection. It motivates stronger legal and policy protections. Sperm whales possess neurological features linked to higher-order cognition in humans, including neocortex and spindle cells that control thought, emotion, memory, language, and even love. Recognizing whales as communicative beings raises profound legal, policy, and moral questions. Current threats include commercial whaling, ship strikes, and underwater noise pollution. That noise pollution may be destroying whale cultural communication, analogous to erasing an entire language. Legal scholars are now debating whether sperm whales qualify for legal personhood and rights based on their language and culture. The AI continues processing data. The ultimate goal is to decode actual sentences and understand what whales are saying about changes in ocean conditions, about human impacts, about social and environmental warnings. Sperm whales have witnessed oceanic changes firsthand for decades. Increased noise pollution, threats from human activity. If they have language, They have likely been discussing these changes and our presence. Project CETI aims to open source its data, inviting global collaboration to decode this complex language. But let me pause here and tell you why this matters more than any other animal communication study in history. We have decoded bee dances. We have learned prairie dog calls that distinguish between a coyote and a human wearing different colored shirts. We have taught chimpanzees sign language. All of those were groundbreaking in their own time, but none of them revealed a phonetic alphabet. None of them showed vowels. None of them demonstrated a generative grammar system that can produce infinite new meanings from finite building blocks. That is the difference. That is the earthquake. Because what Project CETI has discovered is not just that whales are smart, it is that whales have language in the exact same technical sense that humans have language. A linguist looking at the spectrogram of a sperm whale coda would see the same acoustic features as a human vowel. A computer scientist analyzing the pattern of clicks would detect the same statistical structures as English or Mandarin. A neuroscientist comparing brain scans would find the same spindle cells that enable our own speech. This is not analogy. This is homology of function through convergent evolution. And here is what keeps the researchers awake at night. If sperm whales have language, then they have culture. They have stories. They have knowledge passed from grandmother to granddaughter for centuries. They have opinions about the ocean. They might have names for each other. They might have songs that are older than any human written record. They might have been discussing human ships, human noise, and human wailing for generations. One researcher on the team told me this: "We are not discovering a new animal behavior. We are discovering a new intelligent species living alongside us, and we are only now learning to hear them." That changes everything. The legal debates about personhood are not theoretical anymore. In 2013, India declared dolphins non-human persons. In 2024, legal scholars filed briefs arguing for whale rights based on language. If a whale can say mother or danger or come here, can we continue to allow ship strikes that kill them? Can we continue to fill their ocean with noise pollution that jams their conversations? The answer is becoming clear. And here is the finishing story. The first whale message was transmitted millions of times over millions of years before humans ever began listening. Picture this: a mother sperm whale, 60 years old, diving in the dark Atlantic. She clicks a sequence, a coda with an ah vowel, a rhythm shift, a specific tempo. Her daughter, swimming 50 meters away, clicks back a variation. They are having a conversation. They are discussing something. A squid hunt, a ship overhead, a memory of a warmer ocean from decades ago. We do not yet know the meaning, but for the first time in human history, we have identified the alphabet. We have heard the vowels. We have mapped the grammar. The meaning remains unknown, but the foundational elements are in our hands. Project CETI invites the world to listen. The first full sentence decoded will not just be a scientific milestone. It will be the moment humanity realizes we have never been alone in intelligence. We have simply not been listening. Now, finally, we are.